Good day, ma'am. I am Alphon Loren from BSCE1C, and I'm here for my video presentation about what is differentiation formula. Differentiation formula allow us to find rate of change. For example, it allows us to find the rate of change of velocity with respect to time, which is acceleration. It also allows us to find the rate of change of x with respect to y, which on a graph of y against x is the gradient of the curve. And there are 6 differentiation formula. And first is the power rule. Power rule essentially tell you how to differentiate x of n. So for example, let's say we have some function and it equals to a variable raised to a constant. Plus x n. What is the first derivative of that function? According to power rule, it's going to equal f of x equals n times x raised to the power of n minus 1. So let's say, for example, f of x is equals to x raised to the power of 10. So the answer will be, we're gonna put this pen because the constant is 10, then times x raised to the power of 10 minus 1. So it will be 10x raised to the power of 9. For other example, d dx. d dx simply means that your differentiation. So let's say we have derivatives of x raised to the power of 4. So equals 4 and times x raised to the power of 4 minus 1. So the answer will be 4x. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4x cubed. And next is derivative of constant function. The rule for differentiating constant function is called the constant rule. It states that the derivative of a constant is 0. So while ago, I said that derivative of a constant is equals to 0. So we say, for example, we want to differentiate derivative of 18 is equal to 0. The derivative of negative 21 is equal to 0. So if it has no variable attached to it, it will always be equal to 0. This is the derivative of a constant multiplied with function. The constant multiple rule says that derivative of a constant multiplied by a function is the constant multiplied by the derivative of the function. The derivative of a constant times a function is equals to the constant times the derivative of function. So for example, let's say we want to differentiate derivative of for x cubed. Now the constant is the function of x. So you can differentiate x using the power rule. So let's say write the constant 4. So we will use power rule to the x cubed. Then and it will be 3 times x raised to the power of 3 minus 1. So now we can multiply 4 times 3 is equals to 12, and then x 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is the final answer. Next is the sum rule. The sum rule says the derivative of a sum of a function is the sum of their derivative. So for example, we have y is equals to 2x to the power of 5 plus 5x raised to the power of 3 minus 3x plus 8. So we have 4 functions, 1, 2, 3, 4. So using sum rule, we have to find the sum of each derivative. The derivative the derivative of y with respect to x is now derivative of 2x raised to the power of 5 plus derivative of 5x cubed plus derivative of this is negative derivative of 3x plus derivative of 8. So let's differentiate each of these here. So this will, using power rule, this will gonna be 2, then 2 times 5x raised to the power of 5 minus 1 dx plus same rule using power rule 5 times 3x raised to the power of 3 minus 1 dx. Then this will gonna be negative 3, and this will be gonna dx. This will gonna be 0, because if there is no variable attached in it, it will always automatically 0. So let's add each and every here. So dy dx, 2 times 5 equals 10. Then 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. So this will be x raised to the power of 4. Then this dx is 1. So I will not add on here. Plus 5 times 3 is equals to 15. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it will be 15x squared. Then same. This automatically 3. This is the final answer. Next is the product rule. The product rule is if the two parts of a function are being multiplied together, and the chain rule is if they are being composed. So for example, we have derivative of function of f times function of g is equals to f prime times g plus f times g prime. So let's say we want to find the derivative of x squared sine x. So let's find the value of f. So the value of f is x squared. Then the value of g is sine x. So what is the value of f prime? So the value of f prime is 2x, and the value of g prime will be cos psi x. So let's use the formula. Derivative of x squared sine x is equals to f prime is 2x times the g is sine x plus f is equals to x squared, then g prime times is equals to cosine x. So that is the answer. And if you want to, you can factor the GCF, which is x. So by taking the x, it will left 2 sine x plus x cos psi x, and this is the final answer. And lastly, the quotient rule. The quotient rule says that the derivative of a quotient is the denominator times the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator times the derivative of the denominator, all divided by the square of the denominator. So let's say if we want to find the derivative of this function, derivative of 7x plus 4 over x squared plus 5. Able to find the derivative, we need to use the formula of quotient rule, which is this: derivative of f divided by g is equals to g times f prime minus f times g prime over g squared. So f is the numerator and the g is the denominator. So f is equals to 7x plus 4, and g is equals to x squared plus 5. And the derivative of f is 7x is 7, then and the derivative of any constant is 0, so this 4 will be 0. So and the derivative of g is equals to 2x. So let's apply this on this formula. So the derivative of 7x plus 4 over x squared plus 5 is equals to g is x squared plus 5 times the f prime 7 minus the f is equals to 7x plus 4, and the g prime is 2x over g squared. So it will be x squared plus 5 raised to the power of 2. This is the final answer, but some teacher want to simplify this. So let's simplify this. So we're gonna contribute the 7 and the 2x. So 7 times x squared is equals to 7x squared plus 7 times 5 is equals to 35 minus 2x times 7x is equals to 14x squared. Then 2x times 4 is equals to 8x. So 2x times 7x is equals to negative 14 over x squared plus 5 squared. And we're gonna combine the like terms. Then 7x squared minus 14x squared is equals to negative 7x squared. Then plus 8x plus 35 over x squared plus 5 raised to the power of 2. This is simplified.